Behold, this day I am going the way of all the earth. And ye know in all your hearts and on all your souls that not one thing hath failed of all the good things which the Lord your God spake concerning you. All are come to pass unto you, and not one thing hath failed thereof. There is something different about words spoken at the end of a journey. They carry weight in a way that early enthusiasm doesn't always have. Joshua is old here. Israel has entered the land. Battles have been fought and promises have been tested. Seasons of obedience and failure have both marked the people's story. And now Joshua is speaking like someone who knows he is near the end of his assignment. Behold, this day I am going the way of all the earth. That's a simple way of saying my time here is finishing like everyone else's eventually does. There's no dramatics in it, just clarity. But then he turns their attention to something important. He tells them to look inward and acknowledge something they already know. You know in all your hearts and in all your souls that not one thing hath failed of all the good things which the Lord your God spake concerning you. That's a strong statement. It's not most things and not nearly everything, and not the important things. He said not one thing failed. That doesn't mean Israel's journey was smooth or without struggle, because it absolutely wasn't. There were battles, delays, missteps, and moments of fear. But Joshua's point is different. He's talking about God's faithfulness and keeping His word. And from where Joshua is standing at the end of his life, the conclusion is simple. God did what He said He would do. That's not always something you can see clearly in the middle of the journey. In the middle of things, life feels fragmented. You see individual events, not the full pattern. You experience delays and detours without always understanding how they fit together. But hindsight has a way of clarifying things. A bicycle ride gives a simple picture of this. When you're in the middle of a long ride, especially through unfamiliar terrain, you're often focused on what's directly in front of you. The next turn, the next incline, the immediate effort of staying balanced and moving forward. You don't always see how the earlier parts of the ride connect to where you are now. But when you stop at the end and look back, the route becomes clearer. The difficult climbs had purpose. The turns that felt random were part of a larger path. Even the slow stretches served as a function in getting you to where you needed to go. Joshua is speaking from that kind of vantage point. He's not guessing, he's not hoping. He's reflecting. And his conclusion about God is steady. Not one promise failed. That's an important anchor for believers, especially in seasons where life feels unresolved. Because most people are not living at the end of their story when everything has already been clearly seen and explained. Most people are still in the middle of it. Still waiting on answers, still working through unanswered questions, and still trying to understand how certain things will resolve. And in that space, it can be easy to lose perspective. Joshua's words pull things back into focus. God's faithfulness is not measured by how quickly we understand what He is doing. It's measured by His ability to keep His word over the full course of the journey. And Joshua's testimony at the end of his life is simple and strong. Everything God said came to pass. That includes the good things, the promises, the guidance, the provisions. Not one failed. So as you move through Thursday, this passage offers a kind of quiet stability. Not everything may feel resolved right now. Not everything may make sense yet. But the pattern of God's faithfulness, when seen over time, remains consistent. And Joshua's final reflection invites a kind of trust that is willing to hold on to that reality, even in the middle of unfinished chapters. Because if the end of the story bears witness to God's faithfulness, then the middle of the story is still held by the same God who brings things to completion. Amen. Thank you for joining me here today, my friends, family, and anyone else who might be riding along and listening. I hope to see you here tomorrow, and until then, Abba willing. Shalom, shalom.